Hey, Truth Seekers, welcome back. Zach here. On May 11th, 2016, Max Scherzer, pitcher of the Washington Nationals in Major League Baseball, tied a league record 20 strikeouts in 9 innings. The record had been set by Roger Clemens and tied by Kerry Wood in seasons earlier. What I want to show in this video is how this was a scripted event, rigged, predetermined, planned. And it follows Max Scherzer's 2 no-hitters of last year. If you missed my work last year, I put out 4 videos on Max Scherzer's 2 no-hitters. They were connected to a lot of baseball history that was contrived by the very same numbers. Last year, Max Scherzer threw a no-hitter of 106 pitches, and then exactly 106 days later threw his second no-hitter, the second time, of 109 pitches. And no-hitter in gematria sums to 109. As for 106, that's the number of prophecy. And at the time that he threw that 106 pitch no-hitter, it was a number being quoted in news stories left and right, from Philadelphia train wrecks to Charleston church shootings and more. It was 106 central, and then in the period of that time, Max Scherzer had a 106 pitch no-hitter that exactly 106 days later he threw his second one of 109 pitches, when again, no-hitter equals 109. I want to point out that he plays for the Washington Nationals. Washington has the same gematria as Revelation, the book of prophecy. And I've been explaining this in countless ways. In all of the sports leagues, they script to the same numbers. I just got done doing a video about the Philadelphia Warriors, who became the Golden State Warriors, who recently defeated the Oklahoma City Thunder, who finished with 106 points on a game that Prince was at. Prince attended the March 3rd NBA game, Warriors versus Oklahoma City Thunder. The Warriors, originally from Philadelphia, won with 121 points. And the Warriors being from Philadelphia originally, the name Philadelphia comes from Revelation in the Bible, the book of prophecy, the book that this nation is modeled after. And I am proving that beyond a shadow of a doubt. For all of my critics now, you're going to have to get my book when I release it so you can recognize that I am right, stop fighting the truth, and recognize the reality of the day and what's going on in this world. Anyhow, that game Prince was at, the Warriors won 121 to 106. You add the score together, it sums to 227 points. 227 is the 49th prime number, another very important number. My point is, all this stuff has to do with prophecy and scripting by the numbers, as the Masons and Zionist Jews who control these sports leagues do, using the athletes as actors, pawns on the chessboard, to fulfill these man-made acts of prophecy, if you will, from the world of news to the world of sports. It's a big topic. Here it is in Max Scherzer's no-hitters and also in his recent pitching accomplishment on May 11th. So let's get to why this accomplishment came on May 11th and what it has to do with revelation and prophecy. This year, the baseball season began April 3rd, which is typically the 93rd day of the year. 93 connects to Saturn, the keeper of time. From opening day to the day of Max Scherzer's no-hitter was a span of 39 days, the reflection of 93. Revelation is based on the 39 books of the Old Testament. Revelation, the book of prophecy, based on the 39 books. April 3rd, typically the 93rd day of the year. This year, because it was a leap year, it was the 94th, the reflection of 49. Saturn, the keeper of time, has Jewish gematria 511, a lot like May 11th. Saturn also sums to 93. In history, a very famous musician, Bob Marley, died on this date, May 11th. Bob Marley equals 93. Something you might not know about Bob Marley is that his solo music career began in 1974. Marley, 74. Bob, 19. Bob Marley's solo career, 1974. And I could do this all day with a million more people. The point is, the Masons run the show. They control the world of entertainment from sports to music to movies and more. And this kind of coding is always present. You'll only recognize it if you know the language. So now let's look at this. Max Scherzer ties MLB record for most strikeouts. That's what K means in baseball. Strikeouts in 9 innings pitched with 20. And notice what it says. 9 3-pitch strikeouts, most by any player in 8 seasons. 9 3-pitch strikeouts, a lot like 93, the number connected to Saturn. Let's go through everything again. Last year, the 2 no-hitters, one 106 pitches, the next one coming 106 days later. Prophecy sums to 106. In Jewish gematria, prophecy also sums to 666. Prophecy sums to 666 in Jewish gematria. Let me show this to you with your own eyes. Got to type right. Having some typing problems here. Prophecy. Here we go. There's a reason I'm showing you the 6662. So, at the end of the 8th inning, he finished the inning with 18 strikeouts and 106 pitches. He would go on to pitch the 9th, earning 2 more strikeouts. But notice that total, 106 pitches, 18 strikeouts, 18 factors into 6 plus 6 plus 6, kind of like 666. Notice the Nationals were leading 3-1. Scherzer wears the number 31. So some of his stats. Highest strike percentage in a 20K game. 81%. That's a number with 9 numerology. 8 plus 1 equals 9. He had 96 strikes in 119 pitches. The word Freemason equals 96. The phrase all-seeing eye equals 119. Star of David equals 119. These are the symbols of the Masons, the Zionists, who rule over this nation, who are often referred to as the Illuminati, the New World Order. These are real entities. They really do run the show. They run it by the numbers. Pro sports is a major distraction for them, keeping the manpower of this nation on their ass, not fighting them who are ruling over them. You know, the average man, he doesn't care about reality. He just cares about what his sports team's doing. And are his beers cold? Is his chew ready to go? You know, is my bag of chips fresh? You know, this is where the consciousness is of the average American, waiting for the next rigged sports game that they don't realize is rigged, predetermined. Score's already been drawn up. Show you this here. With regards to the 119, Roger Clemens on April 29th, the 119th day of the year, in 1986, he also accomplished this. He also did it again on September 18th, 1996. He did it against the Tigers just like Scherzer did it against the Tigers. Look at this. Scherzer just did it with 119 pitches. The date Clemens did it was the 119th day of the year and also a date with 119 numerology. Now Scherzer ties his record with 119 pitches. If you watch these videos, and look, to watch these videos, all you have to type is Max Scherzer, Zachary K. Hubbard. They're all going to pop up. If you go back and watch these videos, I show how his no-hitters were synced up with no-hitters just like it in history. Just like now how he's tying this strikeout record and doing it by the same numbers in history. This is what I'm trying to get through to people. It's all scripted. It's all redundant. It's all tributes to the past. It's all a big joke. So in the stats they showed, more comedy hour here. 33 swings and misses, tied for second most in single game in last 15 seasons. Last year in the World Series, they also said that there were 33 whiffs in a game. Anyhow, he plays for the Nationals. Nationals equals 33. 33, this number of Freemason obsession. Again, 96 strikes. Freemason equals 96. Now, the reason last year people were saying this is impossible to do is because they're saying it's outside of the realm of human capability to achieve this. Well, here's why I say you are wrong. You know, I'm not just an intelligent person. I'm also a very good athlete. You know, before I was figuring this out, I used to dedicate the majority of my time to playing sports. My father raised me with one hope in this world, and that was that I would play Major League Baseball. As a kid, all I did was study and play sports, mostly baseball. And I was a pitcher. My dad would have me practice with a hockey net and a tin can hanging in the hockey net. My job was to throw the baseball over and over and hit the can every single time. And by the time I was about 10 years old, I could hit that can at least 9 out of 10 times, even just getting out there, just throwing my first pitches of the day. When I played baseball, I rarely ever walked people. Deadly accurate, I was a kid. We're talking about professionals, grown men who do this for a living every day, who if they have a scripted accomplishment, they can even practice and prepare for that in the week ahead and the time ahead. To say this is impossible is to only say that you don't understand. You don't have the capability. You don't have the physical gift. You don't have the mental understanding. I'm not that person. You can choose to ignore my message. You can choose to call it crazy, but just know that you're wrong. Freemasons are laughing at you, wasting your time, having you pay money, having you emotionally invest in this bullshit. Celebrate these milestones that aren't even really anything because they're all scripted. This guy, Max Scherzer, he must have been born to somebody special. There's a reason this guy is chosen. With regards to Kerry Wood plays for the Cubs. I want you to notice that Kerry Wood did this against the Astros in history. Before the baseball season began, I predicted why the Cubs would win the World Series this year over the Astros. And again, Scherzer did it against the Tigers, just like Clemens did in history. The Tigers are connected to the Cubs in history through the curse of the Billy Goat. I talked about all of this in my introduction video to this year's baseball season and why I think the World Series will be Cubs and Astros. That still remains to be seen, but this tribute right here, it gives me more hope for that prediction. A lot of you will point out that the Astros aren't off to the best start, but remember what I said in my video. Watch what the Astros do after their manager's birthday, which is just 2 days away now. Max Scherzer, 96 strikes, 119 pitches, about to get the Gatorade bucket dropped on him. Teach you something about that big G on Gatorade. In the Francis Bacon method of gematria, lowercase a through lowercase z is worth 1 through 26. Big G is worth 33 because uppercase a through uppercase z are worth 27 through 52. Big G, 33. Scherzer's stats on the game. Check out the opposing pitcher stats. He came out after his 106th pitch. And I guarantee you this is no coincidence. It's all part of the prophecy tribute. Again, the Tigers hold the prophecy of the curse of the Billy Goat over the Cubs. I think this year it ends. There was a story a few weeks ago in the news about an escaped tiger in Florida that was found in Houston. Talk about a bullshit story. But think about it, a tiger in Houston. To me, the way I'm looking at it is, that's a clue, possibly, that I'm right. Houston Astros, Chicago Cubs in the World Series. Could be wrong. But that's the way all these stories are shaking out to me. That's the narrative I'm reading at this point. So Max Scherzer, this guy's a real fraud, He's getting all these big tributes. Just a big joke. It's why these guys are paid so much. So they keep their mouths shut and they go along with the script. And yes, this does mean that the other team is in on it as well, Commanded strikeouts, commanded whiffs, commanded no-hitters. So they get paid the big bucks for. Athletes and actors paid on the same scale because they're one and the same. At the end of the day, these athletes are nothing more than athletic actors. And really, it just pisses me off, Think about all the kids growing up in this nation aspiring to be like these people. I used to be one of them. And all this time, it's been nothing but a big rigged show. That's why it perfectly syncs up with Roger Clemens' record, Think about Roger Clemens, the scumbag that he was. Think about Kurt Schilling, with the red sock. The date he did that had the same numerology as the gematria of red sock. Kurt Schilling painted his sock red on a date matching the numerology, playing for the Boston Red Sox. Here people are saying sports can't be rigged when it's been known for more than a century that there's rigged baseball games. That's why they call the USA the United States of Amnesia, because nobody remembers anything past Monday, except for maybe Tim Kirkshin. Oh, truth seeker. You know, I don't know what else to say. I don't know how many times I can show the same thing again and again by the same numbers. I've made 3 videos today about 3 different topics, all connecting back to the same theme, all put on by the same gang. You know? It's just so repetitive. All right, back to writing the book, truth seeker. Until next time.